Good morning, everyone. Today is the 25th of December, so it's family time. Everybody is together, but it's also Shabbat. And part of our weekly reading is in Exodus, and I would like to focus on Exodus 3 today, where Moses encountered the burning bush. But the topic that I would take out here is the question, what is God for you today? We all have a God, or we all have testimonies of what God has done for us in the past and how good He is, and we have stories around us. We have the Bible as an example. It's all things that already took place, miracles, whatever it is. It's something that we can clearly see and believe that God was there and He did it. And even he could even have done it with you specifically. So you know that God is in your past. We also know that God is in our future, because we study the Word and we know what will take place in future. We can surely see that we are moving in the end times with things that is going on around us. We can see God's hand in this. So the question is, what is God for you today? Often we feel in the middle, the present. We don't see God as the hope for today. We don't see God in the, how is He going to help me with what I'm doing now? I believe that He will help me one day. I believe that He helped me in the past. But do you believe that He is with you in the present? When Moses was talking to God, God said to him that He heard the cry from Israel, His people, in Egypt. But they didn't feel, they were crying out to God, but they didn't feel that He was helping them. They didn't see that He was helping them, although He was busy with the plan already for 40 years. And it was a present plan. It was a plan where Moses was sent to the wilderness actually to have this encounter with God, to be raised up as the leader. It's part of his training. So Moses had to first of all see this. Moses had to first of all identify who he was, his identity in this, his role in this. And if we look at Moses, even his name was given by Pharaoh's daughter. It wasn't even a Hebrew name. He was raised in the Egyptian palace. And although he knew God because his mother taught him that, his mother was working for Pharaoh's daughter. So she taught him about God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So yes, he knew this God. But was this God real to him in the present time where he was in the wilderness? He wasn't the prince that he was raised up to be. He was fleeing from Pharaoh. Was he the true help then? So this encounter with the burning bush is to understand who God is for us in the now. In the now, he was intrigued by this burning bush, and he dared to stop and stare and gaze at this. And the voice told him to take off his sandals off his feet because it's holy ground. So my question to us, and I include myself, is we know God. We know that He is the burning bush. But sometimes we turn away and just walk on because maybe it's not meant for us. Maybe it's too good to be true. Maybe maybe the price of taking off the sandals off your feet is too high, and to step barefoot in your nakedness, in humility, to stand on that holy ground, not knowing what to expect. In this case, Moses did take off his sandals. He was obedient in that sense, and he wanted more. He wanted to know, what is this? He wanted to have this encounter. He took up the invitation, and then God spoke to him, and God God answered his questions because he was questioning him, who is this God? Who are you? And he said, I am the I am. So he explained himself. And even he had the question of the God of the past. If I tell my people you are the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then they will question me. So who are you? And he said, I am the I am. That means I, God, am true to myself. That's the original Hebrew meaning. I, God, am true to myself. So I am true to what I am now. I am true to you now. The question is, are we willing to accept the invitation? Are we willing to dare and gaze at this burning bush that is ever evolving? It's a living force. It's not static. It's not something that is standing still because we are standing still. It's moving, and we have to move with it. We have to be joined to God. We have to enter into his presence. We have to encounter him daily. We have to seek his presence, his face, to be able to walk in this. So the answer lies in us. We have the key. We have the key of this. We have to know that God is true. We have to understand that he is the source of our help. We have to be the ones that dare to stay, dare to take up this invitation and to say, I believe you, God. I believe you that you are true to yourself. And if you are true to yourself, you will be true to me. So I dare to stretch forth my hand for my own deliverance. I dare to reach out to you for my own fulfillments. I dare to reach out to you to save me, to take me out of bondage, the bondage that I often myself take upon myself. I took it upon myself by enslaving myself to other people or circumstances or things. And then I'm the one crying out to God, God, please help me. Where are you? Just like the Israelites. So we need to understand that the position that we are in, the now, is the harvest of the things that we have sown yesterday and the day before. And sometimes the harvest is just not ready yet, and we just need to endure, and we need to persist, and we need faith, and we just need to carry on until we see the harvest. Sometimes we are in that season, but other times we can clearly see thorns and thistles coming up, and now it's a mess. So what now? Now we can't blame God for sowing these things because we've allowed it. So we need to ask him to help us. We need help to get rid of this. We need help to destroy the wrong harvest. We need deliverance. And God is our deliverer. So we need to identify the now, the needs of the now. We need to identify our bondages. And we need to cry out to the God of now, the I am, to deliver us, to heal us, to cleanse us, to restore us, to give us hope again, to give us joy, to give us peace. He is the source of life, and we need to tap into that. And it is such an amazing, wonderful grace that he reaches out to us. He becomes the burning bush. He didn't have to be that bush. He chose to have that encounter with us. He chose to have that encounter with us. It's not us that chooses him. He chooses us. And that question and that invitation to enter into that relationship and that covenant with him is always open. It's an always burning bush. So we can decide today to just stretch with our hands and just receive Him and just understand that He holds out the help. But often the help is not the way that we want the help. Often our deliverance is not the plan that we made and that we have put together as deliverance. Often it's not what we expect. So let us just stretch ourselves. Let us just stand still and gaze at this burning bush that is the ever-present God, that is in the now. And for today, let us choose to take off our shoes and stand on holy ground. Let us choose to accept the invitation for deliverance. Let us choose, no matter what, no matter how, we place our hand into God's hand. And we trust Him and have faith for deliverance for today, for hope for today, for joy for today, because He is the I am in my day, the God that is true to Himself. The God, He will be my God in this day. Shalom to you all.